bong, bing, bong, bing, bong, bing, bong. Hey guys, what's up? It's Ryan Geddes. With me here is Greg Miller.
Hey Ryan.
What's up, man?
I've watched this trailer a few times.
I know. We're here to check out the Dead Island trailer. If you haven't seen it yet, you must be living under a rock. Good luck with that. We're going to take this thing apart and show you what's going on here. If we could kind of rewind back to the beginning, we'll set it up.
Well, it's worth pointing out, too, that this isn't even the original trailer. We're watching it now in chronological order. We've recut it for you, so it would make sense.
Yeah, the original was all front to back. We flipped it around and made it in chronological order. So this is a game published by Deep Silver. The developer is Techland, and they put together this really cool trailer. We're gonna show you what's going on here. So. The family that you're seeing here comes to this tropical island. It's called Benoi. It's this fictional island in Papua New Guinea. They're at this resort called the Royal Palms. And what we know is that it's owned by this Chinese hotel chain. There's some sort of mystery going on around their operations, what they're doing here, aside from just having this hotel on the island. But yeah, beautiful place, right, Greg?
It is, but I think there's something seamy going on here. I'll let you know. Before we even get to the zombies, the family, if you notice, dad wearing a wedding ring, mom not. They're probably here for marriage counseling.
So the little girl is off by herself. This is bad parenting, if you ask me. Now, hang on a second. Let's back up a little bit, because this girl was running down the hallway, obviously like running around the hotel by herself. Some zombies are coming after her. She's doing all right, right? She's running away. She's probably going to make it, but wait a second. This dude comes through.
Bellhops.
They'll get you every time.
Didn't get tipped.
Yeah. So what we saw here is that there's this group of zombies who are behaving kind of like what we think of normal
shambling
zombies.
masses, right?
Yeah, and she's got a good head start. This guy is moving very, very quickly, and what we know is that in the game, there's different classes of zombies, some that move slow, some that move quick, and so you're going to have to react to them in different ways. But anyway, what you see is the little girl gets nommed on. She's not doing so well. Dad grabs this axe off the wall. So this is an important gameplay thing in the game where you're going to have to find objects and use them as weapons, and they're going to degrade over time. But the more stuff you find, you can assemble it at workbenches as long as you have blueprints for them and make cool stuff to fight with.
Well, I think the most interesting thing that you don't get at all just from watching this trailer, this is a first-person game, right?
Yeah, first-person melee combat game. So there are some weapons in the game, some guns, some firearms in the game, but mostly you're going to be attacking zombies with your fists or weapons you find.
Now, do you want to roll back to the debut here of the Bikini Babe? There she is.
So this is Bikini Zombie. We love her. She's amazing. Dad goes to town on her. Whack. So, Greg, you noticed something really kind of interesting about this.
Yeah, well, you know, the big debate here is what kind of zombies are we dealing with? Are we dealing with Ramiro reanimated corpses, or are we dealing with the new, you know, oh, it's an infection of some kind, and their brains have been reanimated? Here, her arm gets chopped off and it explodes like a balloon, almost as if the blood was just sitting there, pooled up in her arm, right?
And that's not something that we'd think of happening with a reanimated corpse that's been sitting around for a long time.
See, no, I think you would, because in a reanimated corpse, right, the blood's just sitting in that arm, nothing's happening. So it's like a balloon. You hit it, it explodes and pops and goes everywhere, because it's been sitting there.
Well, we'll see more of her later.
Thank God.
Dad goes to help up his little princess. He's a little bit too late, unfortunately.
You can already start to see her chin right there. It looks like she's starting to turn.
If we can stop as she gets picked
right
up.
There.
Right
She's got some lines on her chin. She's too young for the whiskers. So I would say for sure it's starting to move through. It looks like this is a fast-moving infection or whatever, however this spreads, whatever
really
exactly
fast.
it is.
It's been seconds here.
Right here, Dad wearing his wedding ring while he protects.
Bam. That's going to leave a mark. So one thing we noticed here, so Greg...
This is the big one, right? So this is going back to our argument. Here comes the boobs, and if you notice, her arm is no longer bleeding. Bikini Zombie's running in. The arm that exploded like a balloon currently has nothing coming out of it. Keep in mind, if she was a human being, right, who was out there with some infection, it would still be pumping out at least, even if she didn't feel the pain, even if she ignored it.
All right, so let's zip back a little bit. Little girl's up for a nap. All right, she's ready to rock. Bam, here she goes. That's a scary creature.
Yeah. Well, little girls in general are pretty scary, but yeah, you see this is another fast-moving infection, or you know what I mean? She got turned pretty much instantaneously. Like it did not take any time at all.
Scariest piggyback ride ever. Oh, yeah. Want to point out too, really quickly, that this family that you're seeing here is a side story to the main game. So you're not going to be playing as these characters. This is a side story.
I should hope not. This is a crappy ending for the characters I'm playing it.
Okay, bam, and little girl goes out the window. So if I could stop it right here. Notice this lighthouse that you see in the distance there. that is a place you can actually go in the game. The whole world is open from the very beginning, and we do know that even like that particular place you're seeing there, you'll be able to head there.
In a nutshell, what is the player's role in this game? Are they there to explore the island? Or are they just trying to get out? Or are they trying to take down this corporation or whatever?
So as far as I know, what's happening is the character you are playing as is there visiting the resort as a guest. And once the infection starts, we find that there are some people who are not infected for whatever reason. And these people are trying to make their way off the island. And along the way, they're trying to find out what happened.
Cool.
So if we could stop in 1 second here as she falls down. So you see there's a little fight going on in the distance here between these two characters.
Well, I didn't notice this my first time. Yeah, you watched there. Actually, more humans back there fighting more zombies.
So let her fall, and then you'll see this guy go to town.
Bam!
Bam! Ouch. So you're not the only people who are fighting these infected creatures. So there's a little mini war going on at this resort.
Now, if we rewinded just a little bit more before she hits the ground here, right? Dies. So this is at least taken out. So it's blunt force trauma to the head, and she slams her head real hard here on the ground. Boom. It's a nice.
That was Greg's sound effect,
boom.
by the way.
Yeah, and that kills her. But what's really interesting and what really complicates this even more, look at as soon as she's dead, she goes back to looking like a human.
Yeah, watch her arm fade. And her face
like look
fade.
at how dark. So she goes from this really dark zombie face, hits her head, the reanimated life or whatever life leaves her, and then she starts to fade back to a human. This all very much complicates what kind of zombie we're dealing with. Are we dealing with reanimated corpses, infected people? I don't know, but there it seems like as soon as her brain's no longer active, the infection fades, which is really interesting, which you don't really see in zombie movies or zombie fiction.
And as we zoom in close on her eye, there's something reflected here. It's a little fuzzy, but it kind of looks like maybe a mountain, or maybe it's just a reflection of the resort, which has a really kind of iconic look and almost kind of looks like a sail.
You figure right now her face is on the grass, right? Like to the left side of your screen. So she's looking out at what I would think is a mountain, and then making an L there is like this tower, maybe the other tower of the resort they're at.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know what we're seeing there. Regardless, really cool trailer, really powerful, really dramatic. There's some crazy stuff that goes down, and we're definitely looking forward to seeing more. And the music that you heard, Greg and I doing at the beginning there, we've been hearing a lot of questions about what that is. That was done in-house by Axis Animation. The company put this together along with a sound studio called Savalas. So that's all we know. We're anxious to hear more about Dead Island. Anything you want to add, Greg?
Zombies are cool.
Agreed. Stick with IGN for more on Dead Island. Thanks a lot.